All right, today we're going to start on our backs, as we often do these days. Laying down, closing your eyes, and just taking a few moments to follow your breathing. And then we'll begin to deepen our breathing using the three-part yogic breath. So as always, inhale belly, ribs, and chest, and exhale chest, ribs, and belly. After a few three-part breaths, you can begin adding the Ujjayi, the ocean sound at the back of the throat. So exactly like fogging a mirror, but both the inhale and the exhale create a sound, and you do it with your mouth closed. Okay, now we'll begin warming up the legs a little bit for today's class. This is one of the things that we'll be doing in today's class. So just move that leg around a little bit. The right leg, pulling it in. So right now we're just sort of feeling the hip and the leg. How does it feel? Is there any soreness or stiffness there? I have a little bit of both. A little bit of what I would call stiffness, soreness, and then a little bit of what I would call maybe pain, actually, a little bit of a sharper sensation. It's not always like that. So again, I'm just sort of noticing. It's nothing that I need to be alarmed about. It's not the first time I'm feeling that, but it is something I'm noting. I'm just going to notice that, and I will monitor how that feels in my hips. I'm not actually sure why I'm feeling that, but it's the type of sensation that comes and goes. Good. After moving that leg around a little bit, I'll begin to bend and straighten the leg. Now, please keep in mind, at this stage, we're not looking to hold still. So sometimes when I teach live, I see people, they just grab their foot and pull it up. Look, I know some of you can do that. That's not the point. The point is to work these muscles in a dynamic way. So, you can pull the leg as far as you want, but I just want you to bend and straighten that leg for now. So we'll get to a static stretch in a moment. So just creating some blood flow, some lymph flow, creating some heat in the leg. Now, from here, you can either stay here, you can hold here, really wherever you like. I'll grab the big toe, and I'm just going to pull that leg into a static stretch. Now, left leg could be straight, or you could do something like that if that's easier for you. That'll change the orientation of your pelvis. And there tends to be nothing more impactful on what you feel than the orientation of your pelvis. So just keep that in mind. So we're taking a few breaths, just feel that stretch there, breathing. Good, and then we'll release the leg and we'll use the entire exhalation to slowly bring that leg down to meet the other. Just take a moment, feel both legs. So hopefully you can feel a shift or a change in the one that we stretched. And now we'll bring in the left leg. Same thing, and interestingly, I'm feeling that same sort of sensitivity in my hips. One possible explanation is I've started trying to get out more and hike again. I think you all know I highly recommend that. But this winter it was tough. I had a lot of work that needed to be done indoors. I felt really low energy. And so rather than fight myself, I decided to take the winter off from hiking so much and being outdoors so much. But now as I start to go back to that, maybe that's having an effect on how my hips feel. I don't know. Okay, from there we begin to bend and straighten that leg. We're targeting these hamstrings back here, which is one of the areas that today's class will stress quite a bit. So this is a very gentle stress we're starting with. Just trying to warm those muscles up a bit, give them a little stretch, wake them up. You know, tell them what's coming. And then we can grab the foot or the toe or really wherever we like and create a static stretch, and then we breathe into that. So if you've ever gotten a massage with a good massage therapist, they will usually warm up your body first, an area of the body that they're going to work. They sort of touch it, they might rub on it a little bit, they might heat it with a towel, various ways. So again, this is a very common practice to just sort of say hello to a part of your body before you really ask it to do something more extreme. Okay, good. Then again, we'll take that leg and exhale, gradually lower it down. Okay, from here, let's bring both legs in. You can move around a little bit. Make some circles. Just loosen things up. And then we'll hinge up to seated, so hands under the hips, palms down, legs up. Unless there's pain in your back, then you're going to bend those legs. Otherwise, legs straight. Head and neck lifted. Exhale, lower the legs toward the ground just before they touch. Inhale and exhale up to seated. Okay, let's transition to tabletop. So we got into those hamstrings. Now, just a little back and forth for the spine. A little bit of the cat-cow. My spine feels pretty good today. My back feels pretty good. And with each repetition, the back feels more flexible. I feel less sensation. So again, there was a little bit of stiffness there at the beginning, but less so as I move back and forth. You can also do a few side to side. So hips feel good as I do that. My sides feel good. Again, that's not always the case. And then when you're done with that, tuck those toes, come back into the down dog. So this is targeting the ankles and the toes, the calves to some degree, and the hamstrings to some degree. So that same area, but we already stretched them out pretty well. So hopefully you're feeling that by the time you come here into this down dog. Okay, from our down dog, let's walk our feet to the hands. You can grab the opposite elbow, nod or shake the head, sway the hips, can bend those knees a bit. So feeling into the back of the body. And again, I'm just reporting on what I'm feeling today. So I definitely feel some unusual sensations in my back. Like I said, my back felt pretty good, pretty strong, but I'm feeling some different sensations I'm not used to here. And that's okay. It doesn't feel unsafe necessarily. Okay, arms relaxed. We inhale, gradually roll up to standing. So one thing I hope to communicate to you by talking about those things is, for me, yoga is very much about awareness and being in our bodies. So you all might sign up for the class thinking, oh, Doug is just going to tell me where to put my legs and my feet, and I'm going to do these postures. That's not where it's at for me. The posture elicits certain feelings and sensations from our body, from our heart. It makes us think certain things. We want to notice all of that. That's way more important than putting our body into a specific position. Okay? So again, I hope communicating that begins to give you some idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, sun salutations A. Sun salutation A. So feet touching if possible, otherwise parallel. Breathing is still the same. And we inhale the arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, and exhale to a forward fold. We inhale to the half lift, and then exhale top of our push-up for a plank pose, aligning ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Okay, let's make sure our wrists are below the shoulders and that our shoulders are engaged. Try and avoid this. I see this quite a bit when I teach in person. So try and bring those hips down, really intersecting the ears, shoulders, knees, heels. And if it's too much, modify like that rather than trying to lift your hips up. Let's go ahead and drop our knees for this first push-up. Exhale, coming down halfway, elbows hugging the ribs. Take a breath there. And then exhale the rest of the way down. As you inhale, press into the hands, head, neck, chest, ribs, maybe even upper abdomen lift, but hips are still on the ground. Elbows are still bent. Exhale, lower down. Press back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. And let's breathe here. Okay, let's do another sun salutation. Inhale to the toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. We inhale up to our standing back bend, this time grabbing the right wrist with the left hand as we exhale, and create a side stretch into the waist and ribs. Inhale through center, and exhale to the other side. Just feel that stretch, and then you can inhale back to center, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift, and exhale again, stepping to the top of your push-up. As always, you can choose knees up or down. Knees down obviously is easier. Whichever your choice, exhale, come down halfway, elbows hug the ribs, and then inhale, straighten arms and legs for up dog. You may not be able to see it, but my knees are off the ground, so I'm not down here, I'm up here. And then pulling both feet in as you exhale and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Hopefully you're beginning to feel that heat build. I know that I am. Let's do one more. So we inhale, toes, fill the lungs, exhale, front edge of the mat. We inhale up to the standing back bend. We exhale to our half moon, stretching our sides. Inhale to center. Exhale, stretch the other side. Inhale, center, and then we sit back into a type of squat. Okay, this is kind of our yoga. Well, it's really one of two squats we do in yoga. This is the high squat chair pose. So knees are back over the heels, hips are down, and arms are straight up and back. Now I can hold this pose for a very long time, but I still feel its effect. Okay, there's definitely a sense of discomfort, intensity that comes with holding this pose. Doesn't really matter how strong I am or how long I can hold it. But through training, through yoga, through meditation, I've learned to kind of relax with that intensity and discomfort, and that's what allows me to hold this. So learning to breathe, to let the shoulders and the jaw relax, really important. And this is a really valuable skill to learn in life. So that's what we're doing here. We're kind of training for life. Good. Let's inhale back up, standing back bend. Exhale to the forward fold. And then we inhale, half lift. And if possible, exhale right to the bottom of a push-up. Inhale for up dog, or you could do cobra. And then exhale, push up on your way back to downward dog. So I think you've all heard me say it before, but we expand our comfort zone by making ourselves uncomfortable temporarily. There really isn't another way to do it. So that's what we're trying to do with these practices, is just make ourselves a little bit uncomfortable, get out of that comfort zone. And then what you'll find is more of life is comfortable for you. You're okay in more situations. All right, let's get into our postures. We'll start by bringing those feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale the knee toward the belly, out to the side, back behind. Again, just really paying attention to that hip. These are full hip rotations that we're trying to create. Notice my knee stays bent, okay? And feels pretty good to me today, which I'm happy to report. Good. From there, let's exhale, step forward. I'll turn just for the camera. Then we inhale up for a moment to a warrior two. We're not really learning this posture today, but we just come up as a staging place, okay? And then from there, we'll inhale, straighten the front knee. Both legs are straight. Both heels are firmly planted on the ground, okay? The back foot can either point straight to the left, or you can angle it slightly. I'll leave that up to you. We have heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Now, bringing the hands open to the side wall. With the exhale, look at my sides. I'm really lengthening my sides, lengthening, 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 lengthening. Okay, especially my right side. Okay, look at how straight it is as I come down. Now, at the point that I feel I'm going to begin to round, I'm simply going to pivot my arms basically into a 6 o'clock position. Okay, so this is my triangle. Can I reach the ground? Sure. But if I do, I'm going to compromise that length along my right ribs I was trying to create. Okay, so legs are straight, sides are straight, chest and belly are open, gaze is up. And I can just reach the crown of my head away from my tailbone. So I have a nice straight neck as well. Now pay attention to what you feel here, because we'll flow this next time around and we won't have time to spend as much time paying attention to our alignment. All right, from there, let's go ahead and inhale back up to our warrior, and we exhale bottom of the push-up, making our way to down dog. Okay, side two, feet touch. We inhale left leg up and back. Okay, exhale the knee toward your belly, to the left and back behind. Big circles with the knee. Again, what do you feel? Mine feels great. As someone who's had pain and problems in their hips and their back before, right now my body's feeling pretty good. Okay, exhale, come through, inhale to warrior two. Again, we're not going to focus on this because this isn't really a posture we're doing. We're just using it as a transition. Okay, so come up and then inhale, straighten that front knee. Again, just find your stance for your preparation for triangle. then pivoting the hands with the exhale. We're not going to take this long later, okay? And we're not going to do it in the exact same way, but let's go ahead and just see if we can get that side really long, nice and long, and then we can pivot those arms. Now you're welcome to do whatever you want with this bottom hand, the left hand. So I just have it here, mimicking my right hand. You could place that on that shin, you could place that on a block. If you're really low, you could put it on the ground. That's fine with me. So I feel a nice intense stretch in here. Those are my hamstrings and adductors. And that's one of the areas that we're targeting in today's class. Good, let's inhale back up, warrior two, exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. And from here, inhale toes and exhale to a seat. Good. All right, let's take a look at a forward fold, and this is going to help us build one of the postures we're trying to build in today's class, one of the more complex shapes. So this is Vinyasa A. I'd like some space between the foot and the thigh, so we don't want the foot touching the left thigh, the right foot. Put a little space there. Notice this knee is just pointing straight up. It's not out at the side. It's not coming across here, just basically straight up. And then I'll give that shin a nice hug and look at my spine. Right? Spine is nice and straight. Left foot is flexed, so it's active. It's not just sort of flopping any which direction. It's active. It's pointing up. I'm conscious of what that leg is doing. Okay? Spine is nice and straight. Good. From here, we can inhale those arms up, and just like any other forward fold, we come forward here. You may be able to grab the foot. You may not be able to. That's okay either way. If you can't, I do recommend a strap. All right? So just like head to knee pose, you can fold into that. But if I have the limbs and flexibility, I can reach around and possibly bind the leg. Little deeper stretch, a little more intense stretch possibly. Good. Let's inhale, we come back up, and let's switch sides. This is called Vinyasa A. Okay. So again, this foot is active, toes are pointing up, right? Knee is pointing up, leg is straight. This leg, pull it in nice and close. I have the space, about a hand's width space between my left foot and the inside of my thigh. Let's grab this shin and use it to sit nice and tall, okay, to start our pose. Then I inhale those arms up, exhale, forward fold, okay? Then I can use my arms to coax me into it a bit. And then again, I may be able to bind behind my back, binding that shin bone. Good, let's inhale, come back up. Exhale, cross the ankles, roll forward, bottom of your push-up as you make your way to the down dog. From down dog, inhale to your toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Let's inhale up to chair pose and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, or maybe you do Bakasana, crow, and exhale, bottom of the push-up. Inhale to the up dog, or again, you have the option for cobra. And exhale, push up on your way back to your downward dog. Okay. Next, let's bring feet to touch. We inhale the right leg up and back, and we'll exhale and lunge. Let's bring both hands inside of the right foot. And then, if possible, we drop down to our forearms. Okay, and this is called the lizard. Your left knee can be up or down. It's not that important to me, but technically it's up in lizard pose. Okay. Now I'm sinking my hips forward and down. I'm really getting into that space. We worked it a little bit in Vinyasa, but maybe a little deeper here in the lizard, so that tension that we feel between the torso and that leg, breathing into that. Good, and then returning to our hands, we inhale that right leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. Again, I'll turn just for the camera. We inhale up to our warrior two, and then we're going to flow this time. So let's exhale into our triangle. And then we inhale back up. We're just going to pivot the feet. So it's very symmetrical in a way. Just coming down on the other side. Again, I should feel the legs just like I did when we did it more slowly, but just not as long, right? So again, triangle pose, inhaling up, back of the mat, triangle, and let's do both sides one more time. So front of the mat, triangle pose. Don't be afraid of sort of wiggling your feet into the right position. Okay, you might need to adjust them a little bit even as you come down. That's okay. Good. Now, this time as we come up, let's exhale our hands to the hips. Let's square off the hips to the front of the mat. Okay? And then from there, let's go ahead, inhale, arms up, and we'll exhale and fold forward into the pyramid pose. Okay, Parsvottanasana. So I like feet parallel, about hip distance, so toes facing forward. You can also do heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. That's fine also. Okay, left hip forward, right hip back, and then hands to the ground. You can have them just like that. You can have them on two blocks. Okay, some people do this. They actually walk their hands back. Good. And then let's bend that front knee, inhale, and exhale, bottom of the push-up as we make our way to the down dog. Good. In down dog, let's do the other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Both hands come inside the leg, and we drop down to the lizard. So again, lizard's going to tend to expose tension between the thigh and the torso, where we might be holding tension in that relationship between one moving freely of the other. So if you don't feel anything, try dropping a little lower, bringing your hips maybe a little deeper into it. I definitely feel it. Once you feel it, you use the breath to try and soften that tension, to tell the muscles to release, to let go and relax the tension. Good. Let's bring our hands to the ground. We inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. And then exhale to a triangle. Good. So just like last time, we're going to flow. Good. And you just keep going in a sense until you feel the effects of the triangle. Try and be mindful of your alignment, but it's not going to be perfect when you're flowing. And I actually think if you try for perfect alignment as you flow, you're probably just going to create more trouble than you solve with it. Good. Last round, one time at the back of our mat. And then this time, let's bring hands to the hips. Let's square off those hips. So since we're going to flow, actually, I might change what I said earlier. Let's use heel to heel or heel to arch alignment today. And then we'll inhale those arms up, hips square, and we exhale, just fold forward. Nice long spine as long as we can get it. And then once you're in it, you can really, again, forehead toward the knee, or right inside of the knee, you might prefer. So right now, where I am with my body these days, this is an intense stretch for me. It feels very therapeutic. Okay, let's inhale, bend that knee, exhale, bottom of our push-up as we make our way back to down dog. From our down dog, we'll inhale to the toes and we'll exhale to a seat. And now let's take a look at our postures that we're working on here, okay? So again, first choice is simply repeat what we did, Marichiasana. And maybe if you weren't able to bind last time, maybe you try that this time, maybe even with a strap, okay? If you're ready to take the next step, it's called the archer pose. So for the archer, we bring the leg up and we can grab the foot and the knee and just move it around a little bit, you know, loosen it up, feel our way into that hip a bit. Okay, and then grabbing hold of the big toe on my right foot, I reach down and grab the big toe, the left foot, and then I pull back like I'm pulling back on a bowstring, and I'm looking straight ahead. Okay, that's why we did that lizard before, is that's that same area of tension between the torso and the leg. So just imagine you're a strong archer, like Game of Thrones or something, and you're about to shoot your bow, so you're pulling back on your bowstring. Good. Let's release that side, and we'll try the other side. So again, first choice is repeat Marichiasana. Second choice is we pull that leg up, and some people actually like to cradle the leg. You're welcome to do that as well. I like that, actually. It gets a little deeper into my muscles, which I need to help them relax. My body type, I just tend toward muscle tension. Okay, and then we can come into our full expression of the archer pose, whatever that looks like for us today. Good. So we exhale, we'll cross those ankles and roll forward. And making your way to down dog, you can always put a vinyasa in there. From down dog, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, chair pose, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, crow, or maybe handstand this time. And exhale, bottom of your push-up. Make your way to downward dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. Inhale the right leg up and back. And then we exhale that foot between the hands. Bring the right hand inside of the left, or side of the right foot, sorry, right hand, right foot. Okay, now let's see if we can take this right leg, put it over our shoulder. Okay, we're going to place that hand back on the ground. And now looking up, we try and lift that right leg up, lifting the heel. Ideally, that leg would go straight. You see mine isn't, but that's okay. I'm still getting plenty of work doing that. Good, then we inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. And then we inhale to our warrior two. Okay. Now we're going to add the pyramid pose into our flow. Okay, so that looks like this. So I inhale, I straighten the front knee. And then exhale, I come into my triangle. And we just sort of hint at pyramid. So I swing that hand down, roll that hip forward, and then inhale the arm back up into my triangle. I pivot my feet. Exhale, triangle, and then pyramid, right? So hopefully you get the hang of that. Let's try it on the first side again. Triangle and the pyramid. Good. And triangle and pyramid. Good. Now this time as we come over to the first side, let's come into pyramid pose. Okay. And again, this is when we're flowing, we're not in the ideal position. So I'm going to pull that back foot in a bit, square off my hips. So I'm in a really, really good, well-aligned preparation for the pyramid. Okay, and then extending to the crown of the head, so I have a nice long spine, I'll place my left hand to the ground, and then I inhale my right arm up into a rotated triangle pose, Pavrita Trikonasana. Left hip forward, right hip back. Again, nice long sides, open chest and belly, opening up to the right wall. The gaze is up, the spine is long. I'm reaching the crown of the head away from my tailbone. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, and make your way to down dog. All right, side two, feet touch. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lunge. Both hands inside of the foot. Take the left leg over your shoulder, hands on the ground, gaze up, and then try lifting that left leg up. Straightening it if you can. Breathe. It may not lift. It's okay if it doesn't. You're just trying to lift it. Good. Then inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, triangle, flow. Good. Sweep that arm down, just hinting at the pyramid. Inhale that arm up, and we pivot and turn. Other side. Good. Nice and slow, controlled movements. And then as we come into it on this side, we'll come down into our pyramid. At least the legs are in pyramid, okay? So squaring those hips off, heels down, legs straight. Nice long spine here. And then planting that right hand, and then inhale, left arm up. Rotated triangle. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward dog. All right, beautiful work. So hopefully we're opening up those hips a bit. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Inhale to the toes, exhale to a seat. And I'll turn to face this way for the camera for this one. Okay, so let's come to a seat and we'll take a look at the compass pose today at this point. So we take that right leg again, and you can cradle it a little bit. Hopefully it's nice and open at this point. Okay, and then from there, taking that leg over your shoulder, like so. And it may not go there. So again, just trying your best. We did that in the lizard. We're doing it here again, okay? So taking that leg, there should not be pain anywhere. So might be a little achiness or stiffness, but not really pain. Okay, I'm going to take that right hand. I'm not mirroring, by the way, okay? Right hand to the ground. And then I begin to straighten my right leg, and I look up to the left. Okay, so you can see my leg is not all the way straight. That's okay. I'm getting a powerful stretch through that leg regardless. Now again, you can't do that. You can repeat the archer, or you can do Marichyasana. Again, think of Marichyasana, this position, as like a baby version of what we're doing. So if you're not ready for what we're doing, the compass pose is the name of this one, then just work on the baby steps. Work on that first step. There's nothing wrong with babies, right? When I say baby, it doesn't mean bad. It just means that's where we are with it. We're starting there, okay? We get as much benefit from those baby steps. All right, side two. So again, you have several choices. You can repeat Marichyasana. You can repeat the archer pose, or you can try compass. So to do compass, leg over the shoulder, left hand to the ground. I reach around, grab the outside edge of the foot. Begin to straighten and look away from the leg. Now, mine is not very pretty. There are many people, you can get on Instagram and find plenty of people who look much prettier doing that. So if you want to Google the compass pose. Why do I do it even though mine's not pretty? Because it benefits me. Again, it gets me out of my comfort zone. It's not an easy thing for me to do, and there's room for growth. And that's what I'm looking for in my yoga practice and postures. Okay, so exhale, bottom of your push-up, make your way back to down dog. From down dog, inhale toes, exhale front edge of the mat. We inhale chair and exhale forward fold. Inhale half lift, exhale bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward dog. Okay, so we're in our home stretch here for standing postures, and we'll do our deepest work here, starting with the feet touching. Let's inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, that leg is high up on the right arm, straighten it and lift the back leg up. And that's called Ekapada Kondyanasana, first variation. Then we inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. And we'll inhale to warrior two. Exhale, triangle pose. Okay, and then we inhale back up. So we're just going to flow, kind of doing everything we've done so far. Triangle, good. Then we'll add the pyramid. So triangle, and then again we kind of tease that pyramid, sweep that arm down. Inhale, sweep it up. And we do our triangle and then a pyramid here. Good. Now let's see if we can add the revolved triangle. So exhale down, inhale up. Good. And then coming all the way back up. And then we turn all the way around, bringing that hand down. Good. Inhale back up. And then this time, let's exhale, coming down, revolved triangle, right? Then exhale the hand down. Inhale, lift that back leg up, flex the foot, point the toes, knee and hip straight down. Crown of the head away from the sole of the foot. So leg parallel, torso parallel or as close as you can get. And then from there, we exhale, fold forward, and we lift those left toes as straight up as we can. This is the standing splits. So walking the hand toward the standing leg, you grab that leg, toes lift up, forehead towards the shin. Okay, several breaths. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog. Okay, so not an easy combination, right? It isn't for me anyway. Let's try the other side. Feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale that leg high up the arm, straighten it, and lift the back leg. Good. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Inhale. Pivot. Exhale, triangle. Good. Inhale. Pivot. Exhale, we add the pyramid pose to our triangle. Inhale back up. Same thing on this side. Triangle and then pyramid. Good. And then this time we pivot all the way around. Revolved triangle. Good. Inhaling all the way back up. Revolved triangle. Good. Then let's inhale back up. Front of the mat again. Revolved triangle. Exhale that hand down. Inhale, lift the back heel, extend the crown of the head. And then exhale as you fold and lift the right toes up. So again, you can see I've got tight hamstrings. Okay, this is the best I can do. But that's all that matters. I have students, their legs are like a clock, 6 o'clock, way more flexibility than me. But I'm getting plenty of benefits here because again, I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm creating hormetic stress for my body. Okay, inhale, look forward. Exhale, bottom of that push-up. All right, let's inhale toes, exhale to a seat, and we'll take a look at our peak posture for today. Okay, so we're going to put together everything we've done here. what we'd like to do is start by bringing this right leg over the shoulder. Now again, if this is not for you, you can repeat Marichyasana. You can repeat the archer pose. Both of those poses are going to begin opening the body to do this kind of thing. Okay? All right, so here we are. I got the leg. Now what I'd like to do today is put my hands on the ground about shoulder width, and then I take this left foot. Again, I'm not mirroring right now, okay? Take that left foot. I'm going to flex my feet so I lock them in place. Now, you can put your hands on 2 blocks. If it's helpful, what you'd like to do is lift your tush. See if you can do that. Maybe try that a few times. Just lift it up. See what happens. Lifting up. Okay? Good. You can do that. Then try and tilt yourself forward and extend the legs out, kind of hugging your arm with your legs. And that's called Astavakrasana. Okay, my legs are not touching the ground. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. And they're basically straight. Okay, good. Let's try it on the other side. Now remember, you may never be able to do that pose. That is not what's important. What's important is that you've chosen one of those things that we did, and that's taken you out of your comfort zone. Okay? Okay, side 2. We should forward, and then again, maybe we can take those legs out. Good. Excellent. Let's come on down, and we'll rest back on our back. Let's bring those legs in, give them a little squeeze. Make some circles. One direction and then the other. Extending arms to the sides, we'll drop the knees to one side and look away. And just letting the breath now be natural. We'll inhale knees through center, and we exhale off to the other side. Good. We inhale knees back to center. We'll grab those feet for a little happy baby. Move around a little bit. Stretch it out. So again, those postures I want to communicate to you again, very challenging for me. Okay, those are not things that are particularly easy for my body to do, many of the things we did today. So I'm feeling it in my body. Okay, when you're ready, unwind comfortably on your back. You can use any props that you need to make yourself comfy. This part is about relaxation. I do want to emphasize that just as a final point, I talked a bit about hormetic stress in some of the other classes. The other part of that is the importance of rest. Okay, so yes, we need to get ourselves out of our comfort zone, but then we also need to spend some time in deep relaxation. Deep relaxation is not watching TV, it's not reading a book, it's not sitting listening to your favorite album. That can be relaxing, but we're talking about another level that is achieved through meditation or like this Shavasana, just a few minutes of stillness without anything else going on. We're not entertaining the mind, we're not preoccupying it with anything. We're letting the body rest still, and we're not engaging the mind in any kind of games.